How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Black Metal Rebellion. I'm your host, Jesse Morgan, aka Slammerella, and today we have an unboxing to do. This one came in all the way from Colorado, I believe, and the person that sent me this is Mason Pearmain. You might know him from his channel. Back in the day, he used to do a bunch of anti-elitist type videos, sort of in the vein of Ranter and Shades, which we both share a mutual love of said YouTuber, and we both have done anti-elitist videos in the past. However, Mason doesn't feel like that represents him completely anymore, and I think he's redacted most of his videos, but he is working on a new project and probably coming back to YouTube sometime soon. He's got a kind of alternative metalcore, progressive metal project that's coming out. He says one of the singles is straight up new metal and metalcore, so it doesn't sound too bad in my opinion. I don't mind a little new metal mixed with my metalcore. I really enjoyed The Black Crown by Suicide Silence, so that's sort of like that, new metal and deathcore. But yeah, so looking forward to checking out Mason Pearmain's new project whenever he decides to release some stuff from that, and hopefully you make it back to YouTube soon, bud. Can't wait to see some of your channel content. So with that being said, let's open up this box and see what Mason sent me. All right, let's see if that did it. Nice amount of bubbles to protect the stuff more. All right, so I got the stuff out of the package here. Let's check out what we have. All right. First up is Night Songs by Cinderella. Now, if you don't know Cinderella, they're kind of like Motley Crue, so they're like a hair metal band or hard rock band that started up back in 1983. This is their 1986 full length. I don't know what it is, but I've recently been getting into some new wave of British heavy metal and straight up traditional heavy metal. So when I saw that Mason was selling some of these, I hopped on it. Pretty good condition, so good job at taking care of your collection, bud. Yeah, this is kind of like a underrated kind of hair metal, heavy metal, hard rock band from Philadelphia, I believe, that started once again 1983. Really cool, this kind of traditional hair metal type of stuff in the vein of like Twisted Sister or Motley Crue or Whitesnake and all that. But I really dig the logo. It's simple yet kind of metalish looking. Sorry for the glare, but yeah. So if you're looking to branch out from all the extreme stuff and want to try some more mellow metal or hard rock, I definitely recommend Cinderella. Once again, excellent debut album with Night Songs from 1986. Where the fuck am I gonna put this? All right. Next is their second album, Long Cold Winter. Pretty simple cover and back. I like it though. The white and the purple really pops. I enjoy that kind of cold night wintry feel, which is obviously what they're going for with the album title. This one's from 1988, so just 2 years after their debut. There's the inside there. Pretty simple CD, nothing too crazy. But yeah, it looks like it's been spun a few times, but once again, kept in pretty decent condition. So happy to add this to my collection. Probably not something you'd expect on this channel, but if you have an open mind and you're wanting to kind of go back in the ages and check out some older metal that doesn't have all the extreme bells and whistles, just has that good old fun hair metal hard rock time, I would suggest Cinderella Long Cold Winter. Sounds black metal, like a black metal album title, but yeah, pretty simple cover. Cinderella Long Cold Winter from 1988. Next, going into more extreme music genres and deathcore. This is Suicide Silence with No Time to Bleed, their second album. Suicide Silence, obviously deathcore band from the States, from Riverside more specifically, that started out in 2002. I have their first album, The Cleansing, and their third album, Black Crown, which was their last album with Mitch Lucker, and this completes the Mitch Lucker trilogy with No Time to Bleed, so I'm happy to get this in my collection. Pretty decent stuff, for deathcore that is. This was released in 2009. There's the disc there. I still want to eventually track down that brown EP that came out before The Cleansing. I can't remember if it's self-titled or if it's actually got a name, but would love to track that down. That's some crazy, intense MySpace deathcore stuff. There's the under the tray picture there. Now, I don't consider myself a deathcore kid by any means, but if I'm going to listen to deathcore, Suicide Silence with Mitch Lucker is definitely my cup of tea if I'm looking for freaking intense vocals and breakdowns and just angsty teen fuck the world attitude. So yeah, thanks Mason for throwing that in there too for me. Suicide Silence with their second album from 2009, No Time to Bleed. Rest in peace, Mitch. Alright, and the last thing in this unboxing is something that I kind of neglected for a while, something that I knew would probably one day eventually end up in my collection. There's 3 of these albums that kind of coincide with each other, and what I'm talking about is Uno by Green Day, the pop-punk band from California that started in 1987. I've got most of their releases. The only things that I didn't really get was Uno, Dos, and Tres. So after seeing this on Mason Pearmain's list, I had to pick it up because I'm trying to be a completionist when it comes to Green Day and Offspring and all those kind of classic skater punk bands. So this is just one of the 3 kind of albums that was released in 2012. Their technically 9th studio album if you count 39 Smooth as their first one and not just Kerplunk. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's better than what I remember, and for whatever reason I wrote off Uno, Dos, and Tres, and I don't really understand why I did it. Probably just because it didn't sound good as good as American Idiot or the one that followed that. But either way, I definitely feel like I was missing out, and the tracks that are on Uno is really, really good. So if you're into Green Day and you skipped Uno, Dos, and Tres, maybe go back and take a listen again. Maybe you'll find something that you like on Uno, Dos, and Tres, especially after that train wreck of a mainstream fan pissing that Father of All Motherfuckers was. That album is awful. I think there might be one good track on it that might bring you back to the American Idiot or Revolution Radio days. But yeah, so happily getting Uno in my collection, their 9th album from 2012. I'll eventually have to track down Dos and Tres, but for now this is a good start and filling in the gaps for my Green Day collection. So that's it. That's all for this unboxing. Some Cinderella, some hair metal, some Suicide Silence and deathcore, and some skater punk, pop punk, whatever you want to call Green Day. Hopefully you have a couple of these. Let me know what you think of these albums. Let me know if you've listened to Cinderella and what your thoughts are on them. Do you feel like it's sort of like a mix of Twisted Sister and Whitesnake and Motley Crue? Have you gotten into traditional heavy metal or hair metal at all? Do you think, like me, that the hair metal Pantera is the better Pantera? Hot take there. But yeah, that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. For Glory, for the Rebel Alliance, Slammerella out.